Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate when you click on my videos. I want to bring some value to your crochet or yarny life in all of my videos. Sometimes they're just chit-chat videos, so maybe the value of camaraderie or companionship in this crazy world of yarn that we love. But I went down a rabbit hole with what I'm going to share with you today, and it really brings me joy. So some videos I put out, I don't feel 1000% on, but sometimes when I've got stuff to share with you, I'm super excited, and this is one of those. So it is also the time of year where the sun is just cooking on my room here, and I'm in kind of a corner back here, and I'm roasting already. So if I have to turn on a fan and you hear a little bit of extra noise, I apologize for that. In good news, my husband bought me a recording camera for my YouTube channel for my birthday. So we've got it out of the box and we played with it a little bit. We still really need to set it up with some good settings and everything that I'm going to need so that I don't have to use my cell phone anymore. And so sound should be a lot better. I didn't realize how poor it was in some people's settings, and that's just thanks to the many different platforms that we have to watch our YouTube on. So what I watch it on, the sound always comes back okay to me, but my husband has a different kind of speaker system, and he has been watching my videos since, leading up to my birthday and stuff to see if I could use a better camera. And so in upcoming videos, you should see hopefully a quality difference there, and I'm really looking forward to that. So this whole, before I begin my finished projects, a couple of updates. I did put the other lime row on my cowl, on my moss stitch cowl, and I really think it makes a big difference. I like it so much better. So that was a good follow-up, and thank you for all who suggested one way or the other, because we all have different feelings, and I appreciate everybody's input. I bought some safety eyes and I showed it to you like this. Now I thought that this was just a little package stuffer, to make it fit into what their shipping was, but it's not. It is a bag of more backs, as well as, I'm not too familiar with amigurumi. I mean, I know that the polyfill bags send you a giant chopstick looking thing, but this guy came in here as well in my set. So it's very pointy, and it's got a little plastic tip to protect it for now, but I guess that this is for stuffing in all the little amigurumi stuffings that I need to. So that was just a little extra goodie in that purchase that I wanted to share with you, because I was so excited after I did my video and I went to put my stuff away, and I was like, oh, look at that, I got more goodies in there. So okay, so the first thing I wanted to do, or what started this whole project, is that I wanted to use my son and his girlfriend got for me for Christmas 2 cakes of this mandala sparkle. Now what you see here, you do see some of that sparkle, I can see, is just some pink and purple, but the cake is really gorgeous. It's called Draco. In each of these cakes is 100 grams, which is 328 yards, and I have 42 grams left here, so it's not quite half. But I'll have to figure out something nice to put that with. So what I started to use, or the project that I made first, and I'll insert a picture here because I feel a little bit, I'm not blaming at all. I misunderstood the picture. Let's put it like that. In this picture, I see triangles, big time. I see what in my brain is going to be like treble crochets, maybe down to half double crochets to make like a triangle pattern. That is not what my result looks like. It is, I mean, I know I followed the pattern and all that, but it just, to me, my finished project looks more condensed, looks more like shells. So here's where they're like, to me, like they look rounded a little bit more than in the picture. Now this is acrylic, so it's not going to look the same as, like if you're using a, superwash merino or something like that, and I didn't block it, so maybe when you do use the nicer wool, I mean, this is a size 3, so it's the same as a DK weight, but with the acrylic versus the superwash merino, I don't know, maybe if you blocked it, it would look a bit different. I try to pull it down so I can see, but then they just, I don't know, that just pulls on the bottom of the triangles as well. So I don't really feel like this turned out like the picture at all. And I wasn't really feeling like the way that the color was going to continue on to that pink. So that's why I just kind of stopped it right here where the purple would kind of be on both ends. I mean, it is a lighter purple and it does come around to pink right at the very end of that row, but you can hardly see that. And then I just slipped real easily. You can kind of see it a little bit, but hopefully that you'll put that back behind your hair and you won't see it at all. So it's cute, it's little, it's too small to wrap twice. Maybe if you're a child, and I know that scarves and children and choking and throat constriction is an issue or a concern. So of course, adult supervision or, you know, only a child old enough to be able to wrap this around without choking kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say. So, I mean, it's a cute little pattern. I just don't think that it really, in my mind, it did not work at all, this yarn for that, to try to get that same effect of the other yarn. So I'm going to do that pattern again in one of these that I can then block. And so maybe it will look a little bit different. Maybe I'll have my triangles. Maybe I'll do a swatch of that first. And then maybe I'll change up the pattern because I really want this outcome. But my first attempt at it did not give me that outcome. So I'm not disappointed. It just gave me a different project at the end, or product at the end. So that's okay. So what I'm going to do with the rest of my 42 grams, I don't know. But it's a great little sparkly. Maybe that'll go back into some Barbie dresses. That's a good idea, Amy. Okay, so that was my first cake of that yarn. And I see I'm roasting. So I found this pattern. Okay, so that was, let me go back. Give credit where credit is due. This is called the Reef Scarf, which I made into a cowl. And it is made by knitandbolt.com with a DK weight yarn, and I will link that down below if you would like to make it. It's 5 inches wide, and my length at first was 42 inches long, and so when I doubled it over and made it into a cowl, now it's 21 inches long, so, or whatever. Okay, so then I went down this rabbit hole of this pattern. So you all know me that I don't want to do something that everybody's working on right now. But of course, YouTube has that way of either if you've just watched something, or even if you just speak it in your house, it's going to show up on your YouTube suggestions. We've discovered that. But now I see that a whole lot of other people have made this pattern. And of course, it's not new. What was new to me is, okay, so it's dragonflies, as you see in the title. And so the layout of the dragonfly, I mean, it kind of starts with the idea of the midwife, where there's the spaces within the squares. And I think that's gorgeous. This fillet pattern, I think it's just beautiful. And I made my granddaughter a shawl out of it, and she plays with it and wears it all around the house and stuff. So that's wonderful. But then I saw this dragonfly pattern, and I've seen the dragonflies laid out. So it's a shawl. I'm not giving away my secrets here yet. And so I've seen the layout of the dragonflies differently. So to me, when I saw this pattern, it was A, beautiful, gorgeous. I love it. I have to do it. And B, it was a challenge to me because the video tutorial is not spoken. There's nice music to it, and each step is shown like a page turn. Like, I think they did a really, really good job of not only showing you each stitch that she's at, but then what the next step, what the next stitch is going to look like, where that's supposed to go, and all that good stuff. So I highly suggest, if you are that kind of person who, you know, can accept this challenge and make this beautiful shawl out of the tutorial. But if not, there are other ones, English speaking people, that you can learn, you know, in your standard tutorial watching ways. So here's the first one that I did. And I used the entire cake on this one. I have only this tiny bit left, and I didn't even weigh it. So that pink will just be added to that. And for this one, I used a, did I say on this was a 4mm hook? I don't know if I said that or On this one, I went up to a 5 because the suggested hook on the yarn is a 5mm hook. And so that's what I used. I can't wait to show it to you. Okay. Bink! Look at this. Look at this. Is this not gorgeous? I want to make 50 million of them like right now. Again, I was not tired of the stitch at all. You'll see at the end, I just... So that's one of the things that I like to do if you've watched me for any time at all, is share or, you know, look at a pattern, maybe create a pattern with either exactly how it was made, or maybe change it up a little bit, and then make a second one with a different size hook or a different yarn, that kind of thing, so that you can see some comparisons. If I use this kind of yarn or this size yarn or whatever, this is what it's going to look like. So I just fell in love with this. I can't even tell you. And the first thing I want to say, or I've already said a lot, but a very important thing to say is trust the process. At the bottom, when you start, when you very, very first start, I need in my brain that my ends are going to be the same, that symmetry, right? This pattern does like a chain 3 on this side, what you don't have then on this side. But then on that row, you have a chain 3. So it ends up with like this offsetting scallop along the edge. See this here? There's a chain 3. So along the side, you've got 2 double crochets and then a chain 2 and then 2 double crochets all along the side. But then on every other row, or, you know, at the end of the row, you've got a chain 3, where then you go do the next row, you don't have that chain 3, but it's on the other side. So it's kind of that, like I said, an offsetting scallop. If you can see, it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I am so in love with this. And seeing it on the camera like that, it's so amazingly gorgeous. And sparkly. You can't really see the sparkles when I hold it back like that, but here you can. You can see. It's very, very sparkly. I love the blues and the greens with the sparkle. Like, I want a whole cake of this section of color. Like, take out that pink. You know, pink's got its place, but it's not always on my radar. I want like this section of color right here, from this blue down through that purple. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So this one, I measured them all that I'm going to share with you. And so this one is down the side from here to here. How can I show that to you? From this hand down the side to here. This one is 31 inches. And then all the way across the top from one hand to the other is 46 inches. And then from the center down to the tip here, along the middle, down this way, that is 22 inches. So perfect little girl's shawl. I am absolutely in love. And hey, if these are your colors, if this is, there's no problem. You know, Mandala comes with a lot of different colors. So you can do this pattern in a different non-pastel-y, non-sparkly color, and it would look just gorgeous. See? Like you can get that. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Dragonflies are awesome, aren't they? Okay, so this was the first one. And this one I was stoked about. It didn't take me very long at all, and I used that 5mm hook. Okay, so then the next one I thought I was going to do, I wanted to stick with the sparkle theme. And so I used Big Twist Twinkle. And where is my ball of leftover? Just this little bit here. And I used a 5.5mm hook because this yarn is a 4, and so it suggests a 5mm hook. And this was a full skein, so it's 380 yards, 170 grams, 380. So quite a bit. And it is 97% acrylic and the 3 polyester that is probably the sparkle. But so yeah, so I decided just to go up a little bit, and I used this guy. Now, I am one who puts my hook with my project while I'm working on it, and then it sits like that until I share it with you guys. So sometimes I've got all my H hooks used, or, you know, sitting with something, and then I need an H hook. So I have to dig into like my old school stuff. And so once in a while, you'll see that. And that happens in today's video as well. Oh no, That's what I'm working on downstairs right now. So you'll see that in another video. Okay, so this is gorgeous, and it's a little bit thicker. It feels a little bit thicker because it is a 4 instead of the 3, but look at how pretty. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that sparkle until I get really close. See the sparkle? I love it. So I don't know if, I got some solid behind that one. So see how big and gorgeous the dragonflies are? There's a big full-size one right there. So there's a big full-size one right there. I just did that behind my little muffle. I don't want to muffle my voice. I'm so excited about getting my new camera set up and having better volume for you guys. Because I didn't know it was bad, and so, yeah. Okay, so this one is of good size for, I mean, I don't wear shawls. I don't know how big adults wear them. You know, just comes down to my bottom. But that's really cute, and you can put a little pin in it if you needed to just walk around with your arms, using your arms or whatever. So I think it's a little bit bulky for me to wear it up here. It does kind of choke you up a little bit, but hey, everybody's a different size and a different warm or cold, and I just thought that this was another just gorgeous outcome. I was so excited while I was making it. Look how pretty. Okay. So then I continued on. Okay, size-wise, this is from one corner here, from my arm corner down to here along this edge. That measures out 38 inches. Along the top from hand to hand is 56 inches. And from the center down in the middle here, down to the center spine, is 27 inches. So this is good adult size. I mean, maybe if you're a small adult, I don't know. I think it's a great size. Because then the next one, okay. So I definitely wanted to do the next one in nice yarn. And I definitely wanted to do the next one in a solid color. So what better to pick up than my Leading Men Fiber Arts. I had 2 of these hanks, although I didn't think that I was going to use them all, or use them both. I thought I was kind of talking about, like, this is how much one skein will get you, you know, size-wise for this yarn, and this is how much, you know, if you had a second skein, would you make that any bigger, that kind of thing. So this one is a sport weight yarn, and it's called Red Clay from their callback line. I'll hold it like this. From their callback line. So this was 328 yards, and I used them both, and I have 14 grams left. So I'll have to figure out some math to figure out how many yardages that is, if I care. But I always forget their little pictures right there. Hey guys. But anyway, so this is the Red Clay. Okay, so that color goofiness that happens in my camera, I cannot wait for this new camera and not have to deal with that. But I want to show you, this is not, to me, that on screen, it's looking like neon, and it's not. It's a deep terracotta, orangey red clay. It's gorgeous. And I bought it at the same time as this. So I thought I was going to end up putting these 2 of these with this somehow, some way, because I just loved that purple by itself, but I also loved putting them together. So I might, incorporate that into this guy after all, but for now, I was really excited to use this because, oh, I should have pulled out their other one. These guys, oh, is it buried? Yeah, it's buried. Okay, never mind. I made that wonderful scarf. I'll put in a picture if I can remember to, of the same weight yarn. Like this would have gone with that color as well. I think I bought that one as well, that these could have gone with that. Anyway, I'm rambling on because I'm so excited. For this one, I used a 4.5 millimeter hook. With DK or sport weight yarn, I think that you really are given kind of a leeway on what hook to use. because it can either give you something that's a lot more flowy or get your stitches a little bit more compact. So anyway, I used a 4.5mm hook on this to give it some airiness. I thought, you know, give it a little drapery. It does feel a little bit heavier than I thought it would, but the squish to it is amazing. This is another one. Are you ready, you guys? Because I about lost my mind when this was starting to work up. Look at that. It is so pretty. It is so soft. This one's a little bit longer. This one covers, you know, down to the bottom of my cheeks, if you will. So it does go a little bit longer. This one is from the corner here down the side to the tip is 40 inches. Across hand to hand, across the top here is 60 inches. And from the center here all the way down to the tip is 27 inches. So I, again, am in love, 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 love. I can't, where have you been all my life? You know, I went from one to the, I think I made all 3 of these in 2 days because I went from one to the next, just like without even skipping a beat. And they say sometimes that when you're using hand-dyed yarns, you should alter, like if you had 2 skeins, even though it's the same colorway and probably out of the same batch, the differences can really show up if you just use one whole skein and then one whole skein. So they say that you should kind of intermingle the 2 skeins so that you never find where that break is, but I don't think I see it at all. You know, when it has you finish, so at the little dragonfly's head, where am I? So here at the dragonfly's head, when you're making the head, then you come along here and you make a tail as well in that same row. So on my last row, you just don't make the tails. And then on the row, you do one more row of double crochet on top of that. Like here, I can just show you right here. And what was my next statement going to be? I don't remember. Oh, so I think that I ended up like halfway through the head row before I needed to pick up the other skein to finish that row and then the one row of double crochets. But then at that point it was still a little bit small, so I decided to go ahead and put all of that I could of the next skein as well. So I don't think I could love this any more than I do. It is so cute. It is so gorgeous. And you know, maybe the dragonfly is more of a springtimey thing, so maybe this colorway is kind of more of a fall, and it maybe shouldn't go with a springtime design like that. But that, again, is one of those things that just, it's up to you, you know. Some people would really appreciate that solid, I mean, you know, any kind of color, any time of year. You don't, you know, don't wear white after Labor Day or whatever that ruling is. Does everybody do that? I don't think so. So, I cannot. I just cannot. I love it so much. Look how cute. Okay, so that was my Dragonfly Frenzy, and about lost my mind with it all, and can't believe that I made 3 of them already, and I'm so not done. Like, I can totally make more of these. And so I think that's another one of those, I don't know, exciting things that I'm not done with this. I finished my 3 projects and I still have it in me. I still want to do some more of this Dragonfly project. So the woman that I followed for this has also a pattern to be a square wrap. And you know that I love my square wraps, or rectangular wraps, I should say, but the squared off edges. So I am going to go back and watch that one or pick that one up as well. So yeah, if you haven't done a dragonfly pattern before, it's kind of like a midwife pattern, but just absolutely gorgeous on my fancy Lady Men Fiber Arts yarn here. I just love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So gave you that update, I guess that's it for today, guys. All right. So thank you so much for sitting with me today. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and please come back and see me again. Thank you. Bye-bye.